another newer tune for you. In golden days of yonder, I saw an apple tree. Two lovers came and picked it, set the whole world free. So off they went to wander, while spitting out the seeds into the wily thicket with all its knotted weeds. Give me something to grab onto before the next big wind. There's only so much swaying on till I start to split. I guess that's what I'm saying. Just tell me that you're mine. Straighten up the spine of this jack pine. From bent and broken angles, I've watched the pollen dance. Whichever way the wind blows, to dwell in pretty plants. I know it all gets tangled. I'm living proof of that. Beneath the bark we're hollow, destined to turn to ash. And give me something to grab onto before the next big wind. There's only so much swaying until I start to split. I guess that what I'm saying is tell me that you're mine. Straighten up the spine of this jack pine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Give me something to grab onto before the next big wind. There's only so much swaying on till I start to split. I guess that what I'm saying is tell me that you're mine. Straighten up the spine of this jack pine. Of this jack pine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyway, I'm on a tangent, but here's the song. This is called The Kids of Rotten Spud Road. Well, I took a little trip down Rotten Spud Road where the potholes loosen, the truckers load, and the children wade in their little boots. They spring from the ditch like army troops, filling their baskets with gifts from above, picking in a cloud of dust. Dancing in the mud in the early spring, stepping so light like the sprouting wings, playing in the woods where the goblins are, and they find old bottles and half-sunken cars. On a lucky day you might catch a toad in the field by Rotten Spud Road. Homespun games and the chores are done. You stub your toe, but it's all good fun. Heading back to the woods where the cold creek flows, taking sips by Rotten Spud Road. In winter they wait for the plow to come, huddle in the ditch with their fingers numb. When the plow rolls through with a heavy blast, they play a little game called Avalanche. Oh, they laugh as they're up to their necks in snow. Quite a time on a Rotten Spud Road. the day gets late, there's a distant yell. So it's saying supper time, so they run like hell. It's meat and potatoes in a haze of steam, and the windows fog as they all convene. Wash the dirt from your hands before you eat, says Mom as she takes her seat. Not much meat to go around, but potatoes never let anyone down. Well, it's off to bed when the sun sinks low for the kids of Rotten Spud Road. If you take a little trip off the highway line, you can smell the earth, the dirt and the grime where the grass grows long and your knees get skinned and a big truck's rolling round the bend. Oh, hidden gems in the soil, they grow, the kids of Rotten Spud Road. The kids of Rotten Spud Road. Thank you. This is called Winter Grace. Freedom of the frozen bay, skating at the close of day. Tales of pain and paradise, etched in cursive on the ice. In this transitory space, we find winter grace. Well, foxes laid their little tracks, then arrived the fishing shacks. Still the trepidation bore as we laced up on the shore. First strides taken slow in pace, finding winter grace. Now on the ice we freely flew, rosy cheeks in icy blue. Walked on a water, spirits raised, world in slumber neath our skates. To the wonder we gave chase, of finding winter grace. Snowdrifts swirling on the bay, must this magic melt away? Cold wind stings the hopeful face, of finding winter grace. Finding winter grace. This was big news on Prince Edward Island a couple of years ago. As you may or may not know, we don't have any big game. We have, the biggest thing you'll find is a coyote on PEI, and this was big news for what's felt like months, because the the impossible happened. A deer from New Brunswick swam over to PEI and made it all that way. I don't know what it was eating, but I'd like some of that. But I guess I'd have to go vegetarian for that. But it made it all the way, and this was big news. And the only thing was it had a very short vacation to PEI. Okay, and you'll hear about it in the song. I won't give away too much, but I couldn't help myself. I had to write this little ditty. And this is a song called Island Deer. For those who were singing earlier, if you feel so inclined, the chorus is, you'll always be our island deer, but not our islander. You'll always be our island deer, but not our islander. True tale here. Here we go. Perhaps you saw us waving to you from our friendly shores. Perhaps you smelled a clam bake, couldn't take it anymore. Perhaps a bear was hungry and your situation grim. We're not quite sure what set you off upon your epic swim. It took a lot of courage for to set off in the strait. You'd heard about old PEI, it sounded pretty great. You'd spoken with a couple of birds, they said the clay was red. You had to see it for yourself, now poor dear you're dead. Oh island deer, you landed here on fair Prince Edward Isle. We're sorry for the outcome, wish you could have stayed a while. Your trip was short but notable, you kicked up quite a stir. You'll always be our island deer, but not our islander. You'll always be our island deer, but not our islander. Oh, the water, it was calm that day, precious island deer. A long old trek it proved to be for you, a pioneer. You smelled the lobster cooking and it led you to the shore. If only you had known the dreadful tragedy in store. Up on the beach you looked around, it wasn't all that great. You figured that you'd seen enough, the hour was getting late. But the water had grown choppy, so you couldn't cross the foam. But you didn't want to pay the toll to take the bridge back home. Oh island deer, you landed here on fair Prince Edward Isle. We're sorry for the outcome, wish you could have stayed a while. Your trip was short but notable, you kicked up quite a stir. You'll always be our island deer, but not our islander, yeah. You'll always be our island deer, but not our islander. You figured that you'd stay a while, the place might grow on you. You might befriend a silver fox, make a motley crew. Climbed the dunes to cross the road, then ran out of luck. You might have come to like it here, if not for that big truck. Oh island deer, you landed here on fair Prince Edward Isle. We're sorry for the outcome, wish you could have stayed a while. Your trip was short but notable, you picked up quite a stir. You'll always be our island deer, but not our islander. You'll always be our island deer, but not our